What's up, y'all? It's your girl DJ Lovely here today, giving you my top 5 beginner DJ tips. Let's get into it.
She's a DJ. Entertainment.
Tip number 1 is evaluate your why. Why do you want to become a DJ? Maybe you saw somebody you know that's a DJ, and maybe they were telling you like, man, you can make a lot of money doing this. And maybe you just saw somebody DJing and you just thought it just looked cool and you wanted to give it a try. But definitely determining that why is important, because when you do decide that you want to become a DJ, you're going to need that why to give you that push to stay motivated and stay dedicated during that journey, because the journey is not an easy one. So definitely determine that. And also, when you determine your why, take some time to think about maybe what kind of DJ you want to be. Do you want to be an open format DJ? I myself am an open format DJ. Or do you want to just be a mobile DJ and do parties, sweet 16s, weddings? Do you want to be a club DJ only? Do you want to do everything? Take some time to kind of think about the things that you may want to do as a DJ as well. And you don't have to necessarily stick with that or stick to one thing, but it is good to kind of get ideas about what you may want to start doing. Tip number 2. Don't worry about expensive equipment. Use what you can while you are learning. Get the basics of what you need. All that fancy stuff, I promise you, is gonna come along later as you continue to grow your DJ business. So let's talk about some of the top things that you're gonna need as a DJ. So you're definitely gonna need a laptop to start with. You can start with a Mac, or you can start with a PC. It doesn't really matter. There's this whole Apple versus Windows thing, people going through, like, it's like whatever, just get something. I train my DJ students and majority of the time they have Windows, so it's definitely doable. You can always upgrade later because some Apples is expensive, you feel me? So definitely gonna need that laptop. Next, you're gonna want to get a software downloaded on that laptop. I recommend starting with Serato Lite, which is the very beginner friendly Serato software. It usually comes with a free trial. A lot of the times when you also get a controller, it will come with that controller. And that brings me to my next thing. You will need some type of controller. So there are a lot of beginner DJ controllers out there. Check your price, depending on your price point. I would say they typically range from about, let's say, $199 and up. So you can get a really decent DJ controller for about $200. It's gonna have everything you need to start DJing. I promise you it will. So pick that controller, get that, set that laptop up, set that software up, and then the only other things that you'll really need would be headphones. So make sure you get some headphones so you can start listening to that music and cueing those vibes. And also another thing I would suggest is maybe getting some studio monitors. So studio monitors, you can get some beginner friendly ones. It's just so that you can listen. When you're playing back your mixes, you can actually listen to them on some decent speakers besides just trying to listen to it on like your laptop speakers. So I would definitely invest in some of those. So those are the top things that you will need to start. Tip number 3, decide how you want to learn to DJ. Do you want to learn through YouTube, or do you want to learn through an actual DJ mentor? So let's just say if you decide to learn through YouTube, which is what I actually did, I would say research until you find that one person that you can stick with learning. Don't try and learn from too many different sources, because it's going to be confusing, because everybody does it somewhat differently. They have their own little ways of doing the same thing, but they have their own little ways of doing it. And so if you find somebody that posts consistent videos on YouTube as far as DJ training videos, I would stick with that person that you feel the most comfortable with. it's really gonna help you so you do not get confused, because that's what you do not want while you're learning, because that leads to frustration and then leads to you quitting possibly. So we don't want that. Another thing is to get a DJ mentor. Maybe you know some DJs, or if you don't, maybe you know somebody who knows a DJ. Find out if they teach. Find out if they can teach you and be a mentor. And you know, a lot of times you do have some people, some DJs that are willing to teach. Some may not, but you have some that actually do teach. Like myself, I do teach. That's something else I do outside of just DJing for events and things like that. And so there are definitely a lot of benefits to having a DJ mentor. They're going to be able to critique you right then and there. You're going to learn a lot faster because they're going to be able to fix those mistakes right then, instead of you trying to figure out your own mistakes, not really knowing if it's even a mistake or not. So I would say if you can invest in a DJ mentor, I definitely would go ahead and do that. That way you'll be good to go. You'll be heading in the right direction. Hopefully if they're a good teacher. Okay, so tip number 4 is practice with 10 songs. Download 10 songs, right? So in order to do that, of course, you're gonna need to be able to get some music, and you're gonna go get that music from a DJ record pool. Now there are plenty of DJ record pools out there. So do your research and figure out and find which one that is more affordable, because they have some that's ranging from $15 a month, $20 a month, $50 a month. They also have record pools that are specifically for geared towards certain genres. They have some record pools that actually have a variety of genres. A lot of times on the record pool websites, you're able to kind of see before you sign up what they offer, what kind of music they have, what kind of charts do they have that you can download from. So definitely do your research on some record pools. But once you find that record pool and you know, sign up, get an account with that record pool, I would definitely say stick to downloading 10 songs at first. This is so that it's not overwhelming for you. I would even download 10 songs in the same genre, in the same BPM, which is beats per minute. So let's say the beats per minute is 100. I would download 10 songs either in 100 or close to 100. So I would say between 100 and 105, or either 100 and going 5 points down from 100 to 95. So stay within a similar BPM range. It's gonna help you while you are mixing, learning to mix. Trust me, it will. Once you have those 10 songs and you've mastered those, go ahead and feel free to download 10 more songs, and then from then 10 more songs, and even start mixing different genres. So that is what you can start to advance to once you lock in those first 10 songs though. Tip number 5, practice, practice, practice every day. Anything you do, like, you're gonna have to practice to get better. That's just how it works. Consistency is definitely key when you're trying to learn a new skill. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, take that time, set it aside, because I'm telling you this now, when you're not consistent, especially when you're trying to learn a new skill, a lot of times you're not going to end up doing it. You're not going to end up moving forward. You're going to end up quitting, because once you become inconsistent for a couple days, it turns to a couple weeks, it turns into months, it's like, dang, I've done lost this time, and now you're either going to try and start over again, or you're just not going to do it at all. So definitely, if you're going to be serious about being a DJ, please, please, please be consistent with your practicing. Also, with your practicing, definitely record your mixes so that you could play them back, listen to them, critique them, or have someone else critique them to see what it is that you need to work on. Well, that is it for today. Hope you can really use these top 5 tips. I hope I added value. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.
She's a DJ. Entertainment.